Okay, we turn now to Finland, taking steps to strengthen its security against Russia. Its leaders plan to apply for NATO membership. Now, that country, of course, shares an 800-mile-long border with Russia, but the Kremlin warns joining the Western military alliance is a threat. Kelly Meyer is live for us in D.C. So, Kelly, what's the potential impact here?
Good evening, Nicole. Well, this is a massive change for a country that for years resisted NATO, staying neutral during the Cold War. But leaders in Finland say what happened in Ukraine was a wake-up call and now say they will apply for NATO membership, the announcement that has already brought an angry response from Russia.
Well, I think we should. It's great news. It's about time.
People in Finland's capital city welcoming the news that their country may soon be NATO's newest member. The president and the prime minister of Finland announcing their decision in a statement, saying in part, as a member of NATO, Finland would strengthen the entire defense alliance. Finland must apply for NATO membership without delay. Leaders there have been weighing joining the 30-member alliance since the spring, after Russia's invasion of Ukraine began.
If that would be the case that we join, well, my response would be that you caused this. Look at the mirror.
The move from Finland marks one of the biggest shifts in European security in decades, and it would cover the country with NATO's Article 5 ironclad commitment to protect its members should they come under attack. The country that shares an 800-mile-long border with Russia has long maintained its neutral status. Finland's acceptance would more than double the frontier between the U.S.-led alliance and Russia, putting NATO just a few hours' drive from St. Petersburg. Russia reacting to the news today, saying Finland's membership is a definite threat to Russia, adding it doesn't make Europe or the world more stable. It was Ukraine's hope of joining NATO that in part led to Russian President Vladimir Putin's invasion, a move that may have backfired, driving more countries into NATO's embrace. Sweden could also apply to join the alliance in the coming days. NATO telling NewsNation the process would be smooth and swift. In the U.S., NATO expansion needs approval from Congress.
Should Sweden and Finland decide to apply for NATO membership, this committee is already working to ensure swift consideration.
Nicole, the next question here is how long could this take? An expert we spoke to today says you can expect the announcement fairly quickly, even as early as the end of June when NATO members are set to meet. Nicole.
All right, Kelly, we know you are keeping an eye on all of that. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.